Welcome back, guys, to the Under Controller podcast. I have a very interesting um topic for you guys. I saw this post on Twitter the other day, and it was talking about how, can you come up with a grocery list for every letter of your name? So my name's Peyton. You're Jacob.
Yep.
We're not shortening it and saying Jake
Come on
and then
now.
Tanner. Nah, you gotta do all the letters.
Okay.
No,
J.
yeah, you haven't thought about this prior.
No, I haven't. Okay. I'm gonna come back to J. A. Asparagus. C. Cat food. Oh man.
Does
B.
cat food count?
Cat food? Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah,
You have to
I'll
buy
count
cat
it.
food.
I was thinking you could say like cake or cupcakes.
Okay, I'm not smart, okay? I'm not very smart. B. Beans. Just throwing it out there. Beans. O and
I'll count
J.
it.
O orange juice. And then J is there's something I could buy that starts with J. I mean a jackfruit, I guess. There we go.
What? You can't buy that at the store
Yes, you
around
can.
here.
No, boy, I can prove it.
You could have said jalapenos. You could have said jelly.
Okay.
You
Yeah, I
could
could
have
have said
said
Jello.
jam.
Could have said Jello,
Yeah,
jam.
Jello.
I mean,
All right, so
I can go to a grocery store close by and buy a jackfruit or part of a jackfruit.
I love jalapenos.
yeah, come on, say the jalapeno. All right.
I didn't think about that.
So
I told you I'm not
I'll
very
go through
smart.
mine.
You caught me off guard.
I'll try not to reuse any of yours. So P, we'll start pineapples.
All right, yeah.
E, um,
I got one for this
Jesus.
homie. You need help?
No, I can do this. Um, I was thinking Y, yellow mustard, but I don't think that counts.
I mean, I would have. You could go
I
for
did
like.
this with
Go ahead.
I did this with Sims, and it was a lot easier.
Yeah, I bet it
But
was.
E,
You're missing a very
don't tell
prominent
me.
one, a very easy one.
Eggs.
There you go.
I did the excellent challenge. I tried to cover it, just put that out of my mind.
You tried to forget about eggs.
Yeah, tried to not bring that back up. Why? I'm not gonna say yellow mustard. I think that's a cheat. There's not many things that start with Y, so I'll come back to it. T, tomatoes.
Yep.
O, onions. N would go nectarines
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't even think about that one.
or navy beans. I think either one of those count. But back to Y. It's a grocery item that starts with Y.
I've got something. It's not like a normal grocery thing, but I have seen it in like Asian food mart, something like that.
Thinking like yarn or yo-yos.
Okay, yeah, yarn's good. Yarn's a good one.
They have a toy section most of the time for your kids, and
Right.
they have yo-yos. I'll count that.
Yeah, I was gonna say like yuzu. That's a fruit that you can get at like most Asian grocery stores. I've never actually tried one, but I've tried like the ramune that's flavored it and it's really good. I've never actually tried a yuzu though. It's like a cross between an apple and a pear, I think.
I might have to actually look up something and be like, what is a grocery item that starts with a Y?
All right, Tanner.
Tanner, would you like to take a shot?
Tangerine for T. I don't know. Okay. K would be carrot, but with a K.
Wait.
This would be spam.
Wait a
because
minute.
I don't know anything about what it is.
Wait a minute. Are you going off of your? Wait, hang on.
Your
Are
initials?
you going off your initials?
Yeah.
No. Your first name, Tanner.
Oh. T would be
Tangerine.
Tangerine.
Yeah.
Another one would be that Japanese fruit.
A for wait, what?
Oh, A would be apple.
Yeah, there you go.
N would be what would N be? Probably like
I'm trying to think.
Nigeria.
You're gonna buy Nigeria at a grocery store? What?
Yeah.
I like whatever
I got
grocery
sold.
store you're
I
going
got
to,
sold the
buddy.
sun by a homeless person one time.
You what?
I bought a star from a homeless person one time.
You bought a star from a homeless person. That's still not a grocery store.
It was beside the grocery store, so it got to count.
It has to.
I mean, it counts. So I guess there's your.
Um,
You're just selling maps of Nigeria at a grocery store.
what's E?
Um,
Apple, but with an E.
Eggplants.
yeah, eggplant that works.
Eggplant.
R. I got one.
Race car.
Russia.
Oh, race car or Russia. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say ribs, but all right.
No.
Oh, ribs, my bad.
You can buy ribs at a grocery store.
You can buy a race car at a grocery store.
I mean,
Yeah.
mean, at Walmart, right? I mean, there
Some
are.
parts of it is available.
Someone
Like
told
the
me.
French fries and the cup holders.
Somebody told me, said that there's like the store in Kenya that it's like Walmart, but they sell literally any and everything. Like you can buy a car there if you wanted to. Like they have a car dealership as part of the store.
Hmm.
That's pretty neat.
Interesting. Alrighty, so as you guys can see, we have some very interesting grocery stores. But I am Sims. I stream every Tuesday, MLB Show 23. To my right is Jake, aka Noble7x777.
You can also find me on Twitch. Also have a YouTube. I'll put all the links to the stuff down in the description below.
And then down there is Tanner.
I'm Chase the Substitute. Because I couldn't find anyone better.
Sounds about right.
That's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. All right, Sim. So we've got some interesting topics on the docket today. Do you want to go ahead and take this one from the top?
I guess.
As you guys can see, Sims is visibly distraught about this news.
We're gonna take it back. We're talking about 2016 Game of the Year.
I didn't even realize it was Game of the Year in 2016.
Keep in mind, this game was 2016 Game of the Year. And by that, y'all probably know, this is Overwatch. And as you all probably know, this game just got announced, like, this week.
It's the 18th.
We're filming
we're
this on the
this.
18th.
It'll come out the 21st. Should.
Yeah.
No, 22nd. My bad.
Sorry that I don't have dates for like any of the stuff that I'm going to talk about. But the podcast has been a long time coming, and I just have topics to talk about from like 3 weeks ago. But it's okay. Anyway, so Overwatch 2 was just announced that the PvE, the story mode, the selling point for this free-to-play gacha game, the story mode, what everybody has been looking forward to since Overwatch 1 came out.
The whole point of
scrapped.
The whole point of it being Overwatch 2.
Of Overwatch 2. The whole point of Overwatch 2 was this story mode that has been scrapped.
And from what I've heard, the only thing that they're going to do is that they plan on having like story missions.
Story
Yeah, story
missions.
missions that just randomly.
That's
Yeah.
what they have going on right now.
Yeah.
Like they have like a, I'm not even sure what it is. I haven't
Visibly
Overwatch 2.
angry, as you can
I was,
see.
I was about to say, I already had one rant on Overwatch 2. I think it was like our first or second
Yeah,
podcast of the
I remember
reboot.
you were ranting about how like it took you
You
like
couldn't
2 days
transfer over
straight to
your
transfer
stuff.
your account
Yeah. So
because you're like
that was a
8,000 in
problem
line.
to begin with. And like everyone was like I was campaign, you can even admit to this. I was campaigning like for 2 weeks, like, hey, we should play Overwatch. We should play Overwatch on the channel.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
we
were
should play
super
Overwatch on the
excited.
channel. There's a videos on the channel of me playing Overwatch.
Oh yeah, there is. I
Like,
forgot about that from like 2016 or
yeah, I was about
2017.
to say that was such a long time ago. But like I was so hyped for this game. And like they've been showing this story mode for like 2 or 3 years now. 2 or 3 years now, like before the PlayStation 5 and then like the new Xboxes came out. Like what were we doing? We have better hardware and y'all still can't produce anything? Like they were like, "Oh, it's so hard to produce this story mode." There's people playing the story mode. Whenever y'all announced it, there are people playing these story missions. Like, what happened?
Do you
Did
think
they
it
just get to the point where they were just like, we don't want to do this anymore?
do you think it has something to do with like their being acquired by Microsoft, like because Blizzard and Activision supposedly going to be acquired
They're,
by Microsoft. You think maybe they were hoping that the deal would have gone through by now and they would have had like a bigger team and like bigger budget to work on this, and like they're
but
not, now they're not getting that thus far.
e- even if that's it, even if there was a hope that they had a bigger team, there was like working gameplay of the story mode.
Yeah.
So like it feels like there was a point and it was like, all right, either story mode comes out right here or we scrap all of it.
Yeah.
And it was like nearly a finished product and then they scrapped it off for some reason. Like
That's
it
so
feels
weird.
like the Batgirl woman. Like the Batgirl.
Yeah,
The
Batwoman.
Batgirl film. Yeah, Batwoman film.
Yeah.
Where it was
That's
like
why I was just about to
supposed to
say
come
that.
out
Yeah.
and then like the week or like months before it was supposed to come out, it all got scrapped
Yeah.
for no reason.
Like 30,000 or
That's
$30 million, I think, or maybe
that's
I'm
what
inflating that a little
this
bit.
that's what this feels like. Is
Yeah.
that like it was supposed to come out and then for some reason it randomly got scrapped.
I don't see like, I don't know if they just like decided to cut their losses on it, like they felt like they weren't gonna. I don't know, like that's so bizarre to me. Like it's not one of those things of it's like we're gonna try this and like it comes out and it's broken, and then it's like okay, well we're canceling this, we're not gonna support it anymore. I figured that would be something they would have tried to have do, is like it come, which I guess they would rather just make everybody mad by doing this rather than releasing something that's broken and doesn't work, or that
But see,
was
like
poorly written. Maybe I don't know.
that's what sucks about it is like they've been talking about the story mode for so long. Like that was the selling point for this Overwatch 2. Like that's nearly the only difference between Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2 is the story mode. We
Hmm.
were like, I would pay money to play the story mode. Like that's what they were saying. Like the story mode will be extra. So like it just feels like there was so much put into it, and there was gameplay footage shown, and there was like trees shown, like skill trees
Hmm.
shown for every character in the game, and like there was so much development. So like, why did you scrap it right here at the end?
What really
It just doesn't make any sense at all.
it sucks that like we don't have our resident Destiny 2 expert on the podcast tonight. I, Tyler was supposed to be here, but I think he might have fell asleep. It's one of his days off, so he's probably living it up, relaxing, playing some games and relaxing a little bit. Probably is just asleep right now, which that's cool. We're fine with that. But I wish he was here for his input on it. Like, could you imagine like the whole selling point of Destiny 2 was that it would have more of a story than the first Destiny, because the first Destiny had literally hardly any story. but it was still PvE at least. I mean, it didn't have a story, but it had PvE built into it. I mean, that was the whole point of it.
Yeah.
But or more like you look at like a Titanfall of Titanfall. It launched. It was nothing but PvP. It had a story. It really didn't make any sense as like a. I mean, it was like a two factions fighting against each other. Basically, Star
Yeah.
Wars. And then you had Titanfall 2, which actually had a story. So imagine launching a like Titanfall 2, and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, it is. I mean, it's Titanfall 1, except you throw in some new Titans, you throw in some new guns and everything. But you had a story mode, you had a campaign mode that you could play. Just imagine
Yeah.
if they'd launched that.
Well, that's like the like story missions that I guess they're talking about is like what's going on right now. It's like Star Quest or it's like something Quest. I'm not even sure.
Well, see, from what
But
I've understood, is it's
it's
going to
like
be like
6 heroes against 6 heroes, and like you can either be the good guys or the bad
Really?
guys, and it's just like a normal like
Match?
online match,
See,
but you're
I
just
thought it
playing with
was.
specific characters.
I thought it was going to be like a. It was supposed to be like Black Widow's going to get it. Wait, well, no, Widowmaker, not Black Widow. Widowmaker is going to get like her own mission, and it's like something to do with like her backstory or something. Is what I'd understood, but it's like it's nothing near. It's nowhere near what they wanted it to be or what it was supposed to be. And I
I
know
have
that they had full
no idea.
capability to pull that off because I mean that's just like a lot of there like I know that this is an older game, but like Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3, it had a story mode where you could literally pick, and it had just about the entire roster of characters, and you could
Yeah.
play through their story in the Dragon Ball franchise.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
it
feel
was,
like that's what
you know,
makes even less sense to me is that like development on this started like for in Xbox One and PlayStation 4 days, and now we have new consoles,
yeah.
and y'all like still can't make it work.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if it's that, Sims. I don't know if it's like they don't have the ability to make it work, or if they just don't have the hands to put towards it, or like enough programmers to
Oh, no.
program it. It just it doesn't make sense. You said there was, which
Yeah.
typically, if there is gameplay footage, typically the game, and when I say like legit gameplay, not like just a trailer, like gameplay footage,
Oh,
the
like
game's got
they're
to be somewhat made or created.
yeah. That's what I was saying. All the BlizzCons that they've talked about it, and then they show like people playing through the first mission with like all the different characters. Like they've shown gameplay footage. They've let people demo these games at
Yeah.
like BlizzCon and like E3 and stuff like that. Like people have shown gameplay where they're playing this story. So like obviously it's got to be developed at least somewhat. If they're letting people play these missions.
Yeah. Which, yeah, I've watched I watched one video on it, and like people are like so upset, like so not even like mad, just like just bummed, just sad, and just
Yeah.
depressed about this. If it's like, and like to me, one point that like Moist Critical brought up of like, what's the point of calling it Overwatch 2 at this point? It's literally it's Overwatch 1. The point of it calling it 2 was because it had a story mode. So like, why not just call it Overwatch again? Why call it 2 at this point? Because I mean, oh man, that's just like makes no sense to me. It's ridiculous.
It's just updated Overwatch 1 at this point.
I mean, it's kind of like, that's kind of like what the Taken King was for Destiny. It was Destiny 2. You majorly updated the first game, but it wasn't actually the second game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know, dude.
There's a few games that are like that. It's just like kind of like how Dead Island did. They said that they had like a second game, and then
took them like what, 10 years?
The second game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a joke about that of someone pre-ordered Dead Island 2 in like 2008 or 9, maybe, I think is when it was, for the Xbox.
Yeah.
And put $5 down on it, and literally like when they announced it, he had a clip of GameStop calling him like, well, we see here that you pre-ordered Dead Island 2 on this date. You put $5 down. We were just wondering if you still want that. And he was like, yeah, sure, go ahead.
You know, inflation is probably like, all right, the game's yours. I mean,
No, it'd be like, by the way, your $5 down is only worth $2 now, so
true. We're talking about GameStop
we
here.
need $3 more from you to, make sure that that's all fine and dandy. Oh man, that's off the wall. That's just ridiculous though. That
I'm
they
moving
just
on from one trash game to the next.
do you have
Pokemon Go
another okay?
Community Day. Community Day. Finnegan, the featured Pokemon, I believe is the 21st. So it's the
This
day
Saturday before the
yeah.
No, that's Sunday. That's Sunday because the 22nd
Yeah.
is Monday.
Yeah.
Just figure that out.
Hopefully you had a good Community Day.
Yeah. Hopefully you caught some shinies. I don't know if I will be playing. Are you gonna be playing Sims? Well, obviously you are. You're the Pokemon Go guy.
I may or may not. I'm not sure.
But I say you are the guy, the Pokemon Go guy on the channel.
Also, the Master Ball is making its Pokemon Go debut.
Really?
Yes.
Do you get more than one?
I'm not sure. I believe it is the 21st or 22nd.
That's gonna be awesome that you finally get a Master Ball. Can't wait for it to bug and not work for somebody.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. Probably won't work, or I'll use it on a Pidgey.
As you do.
As you're supposed to.
As you're supposed to do, yeah. Okay. So, I have a very exciting topic. You guys know, if you watched my stream last Friday night, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has released. As you see, I have my copy right here on my desk. Guys, this is like, honestly, I don't even know where to start. So, I have barely scratched the surface of the game. And I hate Tyler's not here because he's been playing it a lot too. He just got the game a few days ago and he's been playing a ton of it. I think he's been playing more than I have. And what's so bad about this game and Breath of the Wild is I'm so ADHD brained that I can't figure out what to do. Of like, they brought temples back, first of all. What?
Pause. My wife is here, so the dogs are about to start barking.
All right.
I'm gonna just leave them out.
All right. We'll wait for Sims to come back to finish this. His dogs are excited, as you hear. They're having a good time. They're really happy. Either that or really mad. Not sure which.
No, they're excited.
They're excited. Okay, they're very excited. We're getting a play-by-play right here about the dogs. I don't hear them anymore. They must be outside of the room now.
Yeah.
I know Sims can hear me. So, as I was saying, I'm too ADHD brain to figure out what to do. And like, they brought temples back. So we have temples. Don't know how many there are. I'm assuming there's 4. Don't know yet. Haven't made it that far. You also have where in slots of memories, you have tears, dragon's tears that you have to collect. And it like last night,
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, last night I was trying to figure out. Okay, I sat down and started playing. I said, okay, I'm gonna beat the first temple that I'm at today or tonight. Started playing. I said, I learned how to get the Master Sword, so I was like, I need to do shrines so I can get the Master Sword. I was like, all right, well, let's go do some shrines. As I'm doing shrines, I'm like, well, let's go ahead and collect the dragon's tears because there's only like 10 left that I have to find. And I started looking around and I started working my way over to one. I'm like, okay, this is kind of hard to get to because of just like the layout of the land and where I'm at. I don't have the map filled out, so I can't 100% follow roads because I don't have the map for it. It's like, okay, so I just started running around and doing shrines, and like, that's the bad thing about open world games in general, and it's a me problem, but the game is fantastic. The new abilities are amazing. They are 100% superior to the Sheikah abilities. The abilities of the Sheikah Slate, they're like absolutely like 10 times. Like I would have these abilities 10 times over before I would go back to Sheikah abilities. They're so awesome. The fuse ability is one of my favorite abilities in the game. The
Yeah.
ascend ability is so cool. The
I
master
was about to say,
hand.
I've been watching a stream and like watching the fuse and watching the ascend,
Oh
just
yeah,
watching everything.
it's
So many people did the
so
whatever the
amazing.
reverse one is,
Uh-huh.
and they'll just like reverse like a rock to just
To hit
continually
somebody.
like
Yes.
yeah.
So
Like
one of the things I want to talk about with Tears of the Kingdom, I just saw this today. Okay, so The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I screenshotted this so I would be sure to talk about it. Tears of the Kingdom is the only the 6th game in 30 years to get both a Famitsu 40 and an Edge 10. It is that's like scoring. I don't know if that's in Japan or if that's both here in America, but it is the 6th game in 30 years to achieve these scores. I'm assuming that's the highest you can go on both of them. I think the Famitsu one is the Japanese one, because I've been watching a lot of old videos talking about like
yeah.
NES stuff, and it talks about like the original Mario games getting like 36, 35, 37, like up in that thing. 40 is the highest it can go.
Yeah.
It's also, this is fun. It's also the 4th Legend of Zelda game to achieve this rare milestone. And the
Nice.
only other games that are on there: The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Bayonetta, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, Grand Theft Auto 5, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So
Like that list immediately becomes invalid whenever you say Grand Theft Auto 5.
just because you don't like it doesn't mean other people don't. 5 Nintendo games. Say that again, Tanner.
Does he like GTA 5?
Sims does not like GTA 5
That's
because it's not
a really
cross-platform.
unpopular opinion.
What?
Because we were talking about playing it for the channel. I have it downloaded on my PlayStation, and then we were like, oh, it's not crossplay. That game's been out for 70 years, and it's not crossplay?
Well, there
Are
isn't.
you kidding me
I'm going to
right
go on a
now?
tangent. It's not crossplay because it's still built on the same engine as it was on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, so they can't do crossplay on it. That's why.
Awful.
But
Awful.
I just want to take a minute to just look. First of all, 4 Zelda games. 4 of the 6 games are Zelda games. 5 of the 6 games are Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Nintendo knows what they're doing when they are making a game. So sometimes they disprove that, like with Scarlet and Violet, but when they do a Zelda game, they're
Sometimes they have
hitting
a
on
real
all
blunder.
cylinders.
Yeah.
Anytime they do a Zelda game, they're firing mainline Zelda game. They are firing on all cylinders. And I just want to take a minute to talk about that. We were discussing a little bit on my stream of should they make a Legend of Zelda movie next. And Sims, you excitingly said yes. You think that should be the next movie they create. And
I mean, like, this is what we were talking about, kinda.
yeah,
We were saying, like, should it be focused on the game?
right.
Well, I feel like the people who watched the Mario movie realize that's not focused on a game.
It's focused on the games as a whole. But
Yeah,
also
3,
Mario
2,
doesn't
1, spoiler time.
Mario doesn't have a defined timeline or story, though. It's kind of the same thing every game, just different stuff.
Yes, but
Whereas The Legend of Zelda has a timeline that's laid out.
I want you to think about something. In the Mario games, who is Mario saving most of the time?
Most of the time it's Princess Peach.
And
Sometimes
in
it's
this
Pauline.
one, he's saving Luigi, and I feel like that was like them doing that.
That was
made it so much better.
And I like that they have
the fact that it wasn't based on one of the games.
Yes.
Made it so much better.
And I like that
of a movie.
They gave Princess Peach an active role rather than a damsel in distress. She has an active role in helping with this. And of course, Jack Black as Bowser. I think it would be hilarious if just from this point forward we have Jack Black as all of the villains of any single
It'd be
Nintendo movie that they do.
incredible.
He's whenever we get to the Super Smash Brothers cinematic, when we get to the Super Smash Brothers movie, he's voicing a third of the cast because they're villains. But
Yeah,
one of the things that I've thought about with The Legend of Zelda is I feel like it would benefit more from a like series adaptation rather than a movie, like a special series or something. And for me, one thing that I really want, there's two things that I really, really want from anybody who writes this movie. If they so choose to focus it on one specific game, obviously I would recommend Ocarina of Time. It's the easiest one to ease into. It's the easiest one for people to make sense of. If they want to go for like a shot for shot remake of the story of a game. If they want to go for the story overall, they can just kind of pull elements from every game and kind of just make it work together. Because I don't know if we're going to see like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know if that's what they're shooting for. I would love that. I think it would be great.
Like that happening.
I think it would be
like a
great.
long shot.
I think it would be great.
I completely disagree with the how the Mario movie wasn't like video game based, because I don't know, it just kind of defeats the purpose of Mario. Like,
right.
Princess Peach can do all of this, but in the game she literally cannot do any of it.
Some of the new games she can though. Some of the new games, like
I was about to say, like in the ones on Switch, I can't think of any of them.
She's a playable
right
character.
now.
Also, I like that they tie in a lot of they tie in with Mario Kart even in the movie. I have not seen the movie, but I know of that scene. I mean, they also tie in Donkey Kong, and I mean, originally Donkey Kong and Mario are fighting against each other, which I mean they kind of are. Which also they do kind of show a little bit of Super Smash Bros. Just a little bit of paying a little bit of homage to that in there.
Kinda.
So
a little bit.
I think that with Zelda, if they choose to shot for shot remake a game, I have two requirements that I would look for. First, obviously, most important, they should have played the game. That's the most important thing. All right. I think that's the most important thing. You have somebody that understands the series, that loves the series, that is going to take proper care and respect of the series, because this is my favorite game series. I don't want to see it ruined by someone, you know, like they did with the original Mario Brothers movie. Someone who's never played the game just getting in there and making whatever they think.
Money.
The next thing I would say, if the game has an accompanied manga, I think that they should read it. And the reason I say that is because if you look at the Ocarina of Time manga, it so easily takes the most important parts of Link's journey and puts it into one book. Or it's in two parts, but it puts it in one story to where it's not hung up on literally watching someone go through an entire temple. Now, I think that we should look for a balance between Ocarina of Time, or most of the mangas, and Twilight Princess's manga, because Twilight Princess has 11 issues. It's a bit long, in my opinion. I love that they, like, as a Zelda fan, I love that they stretched it out over 11 volumes and expanded so much more upon the universe. I'm about halfway through it, by the way. I've got about six issues or 6 volumes to go, and I'm done reading that one. But I love how they expand and take time to develop the universe around Link and around what's going on in Hyrule, based off of Twilight Princess's game. That's something that you don't get with like the Majora's Mask manga or the any of the other ones. It's so quick and it's so fast because they're trying to wrap a whole game up into one like 200-page book or comic, and it just it works, but it just feels so rushed, and I don't want that out of a Legend of Zelda movie or out of the manga. I don't want it to be rushed. Of their okay, we're here. Okay, we got to go here now. We got to go there. That to me, that just ruins anything movie related when they're trying to rush through it. So that's
I was
all I
about
have
to say.
say.
I feel like that one, like The Legend of Zelda, would be a hard one to do.
Yes.
Because like in my opinion, for them to get like a whole story, they're almost gonna have to do like a 2-part movie.
Right.
But like then again, is it gonna be good to have like 2 parts?
I mean, I think they could do it, but I think they can do it in one movie. It just depends on which one they try and do, because if they try to do Ocarina of Time, it would be harder to do. That's why I said I think it would benefit more from a series, from a episodic series. That's my opinion.
That.
And
I can almost see that more.
The reason I like that is it would be so easy for them to do. Okay, season 1, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Season 1, they cover that one. They cover the entire game. Season 2, Majora's Mask, or however they want to go about it. If they want to follow the timeline like completely, I don't think that's a good idea, because then you got to get through like the Minish Cap. Skyward Sword would be cool to watch. The first season would be Skyward Sword. The second would be the Minish Cap. Minish Cap would be kind of hard to get through, I feel like, because not a lot of people. That's a game that not everybody played. Excuse me, that, you know, I personally have never played the Minish Cap. I've read the manga, never played the game. Then there's you'd move in. Everyone would want to see the Ocarina of Time. When everyone would want to see Majora's Mask, everyone would want to see Twilight Princess. I think a lot of folks would like to see A Link to the Past. Personally, I wouldn't care to see like the Wind Waker or Phantom Hourglass or like any of the Toon, like the Hero of the Winds. Personally, I don't like that trilogy as much as like Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, and following down the child timeline. I prefer that one more than the adult or the Fallen Hero timeline. But they can do it. That's why I think it would be better, because I mean, that's what, if they're trying to do a Super Smash Brothers universe, if that's what they're going for, if that's what they're going to try and do, they can do it by making The Legend of Zelda tie in through a series, because that's kind of what they did with some of the Marvel stuff. If you have a TV series that ties in with it.
Yeah. See, I just...
Chase put something in the group chat of parties.
I think he did too. I saw it. I'm not going to open it right now. Is that what you guys are giggling at?
That's what I was laughing at earlier.
I'll look at it, because like, if I do it right now, it'll pop up on the recording, and I don't want it to.
But anyway,
Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, wonderful game. Go out and buy it right now. It is amazing. Go ahead.
I do think that a Legend of Zelda like show series would definitely fit it better than a movie. But I do think that just the Legend of Zelda trying to encapsulate it as a whole would be
difficult to do in a movie.
Humongous. Yeah.
And that is the thing, though. Nintendo is very protective of their IPs, right? They're super protective. I mean, we saw that in 2016 when if you posted a video of a Nintendo game, it got copyright struck, taken down immediately.
Yeah.
Which that was partly due because they were trying to do their own streaming platform of where you would stream your own Nintendo games. It was fine. But regardless, look back at that list that I showed you, or that I told you guys about. 4 of those 6 games are Zelda games that are on that list. Nintendo knows that they don't mishandle The Legend of Zelda. They know that that's one series that you don't mess up. You can mess up. I mean, they've messed up Pokemon before. They've messed up Mario games. The Legend of Zelda is one game they don't mess up. The only time that something ever got messed up was the 3 games we don't talk about, and that was Nintendo had nothing to do with that. They just licensed out the characters to be used. We don't talk about those 3 games. They don't exist. If Nintendo is as involved, well, they would be more involved than they were with the Mario movie, because you don't mess with The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
they know that.
I feel like
I think they could do it.
The success of the Mario movie probably makes them more lenient to like do something like that. Like if the Mario movie absolutely busted and everyone was like, "God, this is awful,"
they would never do it again. I don't think Nintendo would ever try and make another movie again.
I think whenever you look at it, like a lot of these, like even not talking about the Mario movie, but looking at the Sonic movie, like it's a movie that is not even close to like a mainline Sonic game.
It more follows the Sonic X show than anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say it really doesn't like. I'll almost say it doesn't have like a source at all that it follows.
Right.
But like, I think it is perfect. I mean, it has a 1 and 2. Obviously, it did good enough for a sequel.
I mean, it did good enough, and they're talking about a 3rd movie too, aren't they?
I was about to say possibly a 3rd one too. So I think that if you do a Link thing, diverging from the games isn't always bad.
Yeah, I don't think it would be bad.
When you look
think
at
if they
like
pulled
the Mario
elements
movie
from everything
Yeah.
and put it into a Zelda movie.
Yeah.
That would be my. Uh-oh. Power flickered. I was scared for a second there. I was about to say, oh no, we're about to lose the recording.
Oh,
We're good. We're still going. But
yeah.
I think it can be done. I would prefer a series myself, but as long as they don't do like what The Walking Dead did with boomerang storytelling, I can't stand that. As long as like they
Yeah.
stay out of the weeds on that and they just tell one concise story from the beginning to the end, I would be happy with it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Also, I think it would be really great. I've heard a lot of people talking about Studio Ghibli doing. They think that they could really pull it off. I would love to see
Yeah.
that because their movies are legendary. I think that would be great. Like I don't think that an American or not maybe not American's the right word, but I don't think that Illumination should be trusted with a Legend of Zelda series. Also, no live action. I don't want a live action Legend of Zelda
I was
movie.
about to say, I think you gotta stick with the animated stuff,
Yeah.
especially if you plan on making a whole universe with them.
Right.
Sticking to the animation, which like a bunch of people talk about like the universe, but I don't know. I don't think the universe thing because I mean I'm not saying like once again there's no story, but like in in Smash the only like story is in Smash Bros. Brawl
Yeah.
with
The
like
what is
that
it called? The
whole
something
thing.
Odyssey or something like that. I can't remember
Yeah,
what it's called.
Subspace Emissary.
Oh, that's what it's called. Yeah. That was
And so
legendary.
like that, yeah, I mean that was great,
Well, say
but like
also
that was the only like story.
in the original one, I mean, there's Master Hand. That is, you go through the
Yeah,
entire
but
thing of
I don't
fighting.
think that was like a story mode.
Yeah.
It's just like arcade mode. You play through a bunch of opponents until you get to the big boss.
Well, see that that's the theory is that like if you watch the opening of Super Smash Bros. 64, they're just toys, and
Yeah,
it's just Nintendo. It's for me, it's like just a kid has all the Nintendo toys, and it's like, oh hey, this is the what I'm gonna play out this time of Link's fighting Mario, and all that, which I think is really
yeah.
cool. Sims, let me ask.
I think to get to that you have to have a lot of successful movies
Yeah,
prior to that though.
which
So I mean
I
like
think they could
yeah,
do.
Mario was successful. Now like I would say like Link would be next, then maybe like Kirby.
I honestly, I don't know if Link. A lot of people are hoping the Legend of Zelda would be next. I think personally, if they could do a Luigi's Mansion next, and it would be
That
fine.
could be interesting.
Do a Luigi's Mansion movie. Personally, okay, Sim. So obviously, everyone wants the Legend of Zelda next. That's the next one. More logical step would be Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
What would you want next? Like those, barring those two, what game would you want next? Tanner, I want you to think about this too. What would you want next?
What would I want next, or what do I think would
A
be
Mario
like
game?
most logical next?
Okay, we talked about the most logical already. The most logical would be Luigi's Mansion. That would be the more
Well,
logical. The one
I even
everyone
think
wants is the Legend of Zelda.
yeah.
What's another
I
like
even
other than those two? What's another one?
I even think that one moment. I'm gonna pause.
All right, Tanner. What do you think would be the next one for the Mario movie?
For a Mario movie?
Oh, I mean, like in like if they were to do like a Smash Brothers cinematic universe, what do you think would be, like we were talking about, if the Mario movie is the one that came out first? Logically, I think they should do Luigi's Mansion. Everyone wants the Legend of Zelda. I would love a Legend of Zelda movie. What do you think would be another one? Would be another good one to go next, Tanner?
Definitely Luigi's Mansion.
Think
I
so?
can definitely see that happening.
Yeah.
100%.
DMCA, PDA. Edit that out. Luigi Mansion. We'll just put Luigi's face over that. Editor, cover that with Luigi's face. Face.
But anyway,
Little PDA
like
on camera right there.
what I would want next
Yeah, what
would be I think it would be cool to see like a Pokemon adventure.
Okay.
I think it'd be really cool to see something like that, like on the
So
big screen.
something along the lines of like following a Pokemon trainer or like Detective
Yeah.
Pikachu 2.
No, not Detective Pikachu 2, like following a Pokemon trainer.
Okay. I think that would be pretty cool.
Essentially, it shows, but in one movie, and instead of having Ash,
It's
we
just
just
like
have like
a
a
Pokemon trainer.
Pokemon trainer.
It's literally
Yeah,
just Pokemon. Like he's just called trainer.
yeah.
Yeah, I could
And
see that.
then, but I think that's because I like Pokemon the most.
Right.
But I honestly think that the one that would be the most logical would honestly be Kirby.
Really.
Because I feel like Kirby is one similar to Mario,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't have like a set like this game
Story.
is this story, this
Right.
game is this story, this game is this story. Like all of them kind of consist of the same thing. Like King Dedede is the bad guy in the end, so
Right.
obviously Kirby would be beating King Dedede. Along the way, you'd pick up like a Waddle Dee as a friend,
Pick up Meta Knight.
like
Is
Meta
Meta Knight
Knight
a? I
as a
was
friend.
about to say, is Meta Knight a friend or foe, or is he kind
Meta
of like a
Knight is
rival?
kind of like Donkey Kong to Mario.
Okay, I got you.
Like he's kind of like not as friendly,
More like an anti-hero.
but also yeah, he's also
Gotcha.
doesn't side with Bowser.
Right.
Like so, I think that could be an interesting one to like dive into
I could see that.
next. Just because, like I was saying, I think it would be easier than like a Link story trying to
Right.
like amass that entire universe.
Yeah.
Because like a Kirby game would be, or a Kirby movie would be a lot easier in my opinion.
Right.
And a bunch of those characters are already animated.
Really, yeah. I mean, makes it very easy.
Yeah.
Excuse me. My personal one that I would hope, I think that a Star Fox movie would be deserved. And the reason I say that is it would help reboot the Star Fox franchise, and they could fix that timeline and they could get another game out of that is good. That is actually good. Not a Star Fox Zero, not a Star Fox Command, not Star Fox Adventures, even though I kind of like Star Fox Adventure as it's an experimental game, that's for sure. But I love Star Fox 64. That was one of like the two games that I played as a kid, or like the three games I mainly played as a kid: Legends of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Super Smash Bros. 64, and Star Fox. Those were the Star Fox 64. Those were the three games that I played the most as a kid, and it's super easy. Literally, just follow Star Fox 64 storyline.
All right, you're missing a huge target here.
Oh, okay. What's that?
F-Zero, and the theme of Fast and Furious.
Ah.
I
mean,
animated.
I could see an F-Zero movie. It's possible. I would much rather see Star Fox though.
Instead of like, no, we have like Vin Diesel instead of like family is the most important.
Falcon Punch.
That would be incredible.
I think that would be pretty funny. No, I would love to see a Star Fox movie. In all honesty, I would love to see a Star Fox. Honestly, help reboot Star Fox's franchise, because right now it's one of those series that Nintendo's kind of taken out behind the woodshed and is like not ready to put it out of its misery, but is about to old yeller it is what they're going for. Because it has not had a successful game since Star Fox 64. And I mean, you got the remakes of it, and Star Fox Zero was kind of a remake, is more of a reboot. But I think they could really, and like I said, they just follow Star Fox 64. If they want to do another movie, you could do Star Fox Adventures. I wouldn't recommend it because it's a very interesting thing about that. I can talk about that little side tangent, man. But then you get to like my favorite Star Fox game, Star Fox Assault. It's a good game. It's a great game. Not nowhere near as good as Star Fox 64, but it's a good game. It tells a good, decent story. I really like it. The only problem I could see with them making a Star Fox movie is that it would immediately be furry bait. That's the only issue. Because I mean, the series already is, so that would be
as soon as Crystal shows up on screen.
As soon as Crystal shows up on screen, Rule 34 spikes immediately. We don't want to talk about any of that though. That's disgusting and weird. So No, that's the only issue I would take with them trying to do a Star Fox 60 or a Star
And
Fox
is the
movie
main reason Animal Crossing will never get a movie.
because of Anka. Yeah. Oh man.
Alrighty,
Uh,
moving on.
so I've got obviously we kind of touched on this earlier when we are talking about Blizzard. Did you guys hear that in the UK they blocked the Microsoft acquisition of Blizzard and Activision?
Yeah, I also they blocked it, but then somebody else approved
Yeah, I
it.
saw I think Europe approved it.
Yeah.
Like in Europe they approved it, but like the UK blocked it. So I don't know
Yeah,
how well that goes over. And I don't know if has it gone through in the US or it's not approved in the US
I
yet.
don't think
I
so.
mean, Sony is still fighting, I think, for that.
Yeah,
Like hardcore fighting over that.
yeah. Still think that some people are kind of like, no, this shouldn't have happened, because then,
It's basically a
like, when do
monopoly
we
on
just stop
games.
them? Yeah, exactly. Like, when do we just stop them from making a monopoly on games?
Because I mean, what else would be for them to acquire? I mean, they've already got Bethesda. They've already got 343 Industries. I mean, unless they try and acquire Bungie next. I mean,
I was about to
the
say
only game that Bungie has is Destiny. That's the only IP that they
Ed
have.
Boon and Company.
I mean, they're not going to get anything from Sony. They're not going to get any of Sony's developers. They're not going to get any
Yeah,
of Nintendo's stuff because it's all original. So I mean,
they'll probably get Game Freak. I'll start saying Pokemon.
I don't think so. I think Game Freak would stick with Nintendo.
I really think so. I mean,
Which I mean, all
it's
of
just
Pokemon stuff is owned by Nintendo, isn't it?
What y'all gonna do when Microsoft buys Wii Sports?
I don't think they could.
yeah, the IP has to end up, or not IP.
I do want to take a moment though and just recognize just to praise Nintendo again. Yeah, they make some very bad decisions, like what they've been doing with trying to take down a lot of like modded content for The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. You know, the whole Smash Summit thing that Nintendo shut down Smash tournaments. They've done some really terrible things, but you gotta give it to them. They're the only gaming company from the original console wars that is still here and still turning out bangers.
Yo,
Still to this day. I mean, Sega is gone, but Xbox and PlayStation have kind of rose to power, but Nintendo is still in the running, is what's so crazy to me, and still making great games. That's amazing to me.
and another thing, whenever you look at Game of the Year in the recent years. Like, I don't have it pulled up or anything, but like, I think Breath of the Wild has
2017's, I
been
think.
the last console exclusive one, because
Yeah.
everyone thought last year was gonna be
God of War Ragnarok, but I
God
think
of
Elden
War,
Ring.
but it wasn't.
Yeah, Elden Ring got it.
I'll say Elden Ring got it, and that came out. I'm gonna pull it up right quick.
Elden Ring came out.
Make-
It was multi-platform. I know it was on PC. I think it was on last gen consoles and this gen consoles. About the only thing it wasn't on was the Switch, I think. Something. I watched a really cool video. While you're looking that up, Sims, I just side tangent. I was watching a really cool video about like the history of the Power Glove, that was made for the NES. And what's really, really cool is that the original intended purpose of the Power Glove, it was made by a different company. It was not made by Nintendo or manufactured anything to do with Nintendo. A guy took a glove and it was made for coding, is what it was, is for someone to code with, because it was easier to do than having to type it all out with a keyboard. And it actually, the way that the Power Glove works is it has like these small tubes in it. And it shines light through those tubes. And as you bend your fingers, that tube collapses and lets less light through it. So then it realizes, oh, hey, that person's flicking their finger. It's supposed to, it corresponds to this on a controller. The original glove that it's based off of, that wasn't like a tube. It was fiber optics. It was legit fiber optics. And obviously I work with fiber optics, so that was really cool to learn. And the light travels through the fiber optics, and as you bend, this is something really cool I learned while testing fiber from some of the construction that we've done. of when you bend that fiber, it will actually cut the light source off. 'Cause that's all that it is. It's glass tube. It's a teeny. I mean, like it looks like a little bit thicker than a hair.
Yeah.
It's a little glass tube that light shines through, and you can legit
Yeah.
bend it, and you can cut off where the fiber is going to, like literally cut the light source off. So that was the original glove of you could bend your finger, and it was obviously much more responsive because it's a glass tube rather than like a straw. Basically, is what the Power Glove is made out of. So in the 80s, the
Was the Power
original
Glove really gonna like? Hey, let's give this high development stuff to everybody.
hold on. This is fun. The original glove design. You want to take a guess at how much it cost to make in the 80s?
Probably $1,000.
$9,000 to make
God.
one. And I mean, it was fiber optics, which is understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, to buy a 5-count fiber optic cable. Well, I mean, you couldn't get a fiber optic cable that small, but I mean, 5 fibers to go through that thing. And they all had to be spliced and tied into one for a light source to go through it. But do you want to know how much it costs to produce a Power Glove?
Thing of like with that in addition
Without
to that
fiber.
$9,000.
Was no. See, the Power Glove is a base version. It's a cheap version of it. It's not
Yeah.
made the same because
I
the original
kinda
made a fiber
remember.
optic. The other one, the Power Glove, is made with real cheap stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think there were only like.
No, not how much it costs to buy. How much it costs to produce.
Oh, it
Production
probably
cost.
didn't cost much to produce.
Tanner, do you want to take a guess at how much it costs for them to produce the Power Glove? Not
Probably like their
retail.
Lapo cardboard. They cost about $5 to make. They sell it for
100. Yeah.
yeah.
You want to take a guess, Tanner?
I'd say like
Did you say
$50.
Hey, 50? I'm gonna go with 100.
Okay. It cost them $23 to manufacture a Power Glove, and they sold it retail for $89.99. And it's you want to know how it works too? Is what's so cool. This blew my mind when I watched this video. The way that it works is it had those 3 stupid things that you put one on top of the TV, one on the side, and then the other one hangs down.
Yeah.
Those are like receivers and like speakers.
Yeah.
The glove itself had like speakers on it. And when you would hold it, it would emit a sound that those speakers could pick up, and it would register the amount of time it took to get there. So if you were holding it in the center of the screen, the sound waves all reached it at the same time, and it said, okay, it's in the center of the screen. If you move to the left, the one over here, it would take longer for that sound to reach these two than it did this one. It's like, oh, well, it's over here now. It's just so crazy and mind-blowing to me the way that the Power Glove worked, and that they were able to achieve this in the 80s is what blew my mind. That they were using fiber optics for that glove in the 80s for that kind of thing. It was just mind-boggling. It was really cool to learn. Go ahead. You were talking about Game of the Year. Breath of the Wild was the last or the only exclusive one.
I was wrong. So in 2013, Dragon Age Inquisition won. No, that's 2014. My bad. 2015, The Witcher 3. 2016, Trash Game. 2017, Breath of the Wild. 2018, God of War. 2019, Sekiro. 2020, The Last of Us Part 2. 21, I don't remember anything about this game, but It Takes Two. And then 22
I
is
remember that
Elden
game.
Ring.
Yeah.
I don't remember It Takes Two.
Dude, 23 is going to be a stacked competition. You got Jedi Survivor, you've got Hogwarts Legacy, you've got Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know what else is coming out either. There's another 1 or 2 really big titles that are coming out in 2023. So I'm excited, but I'm scared to see, because obviously, I want Breath of the Wild to win. Obviously, I want Breath of the Wild, not Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Obviously, I want Tears of the Kingdom to win. But dude, that competition is stacked. I mean, Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh yeah. Wait,
Hogwarts Legacy.
Legacy.
It came out in 23, didn't it? Came out like
Did
January, right?
it?
Pretty sure it did.
Might have been January.
Pretty sure it was January, February.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But dude, like that, I hope and pray that Tears of the Kingdom wins Game of the Year. I think it's deserved. I think it's amazing. Like I said, I've barely scratched the surface, dude. One more thing I want to
Be
add.
surprised if it didn't.
I want to add
I
one more
mean,
thing.
you gotta think. Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year, and this is basically like better updated Breath of the Wild.
I want to also point this out. Matthew Mercer, the DM himself, is Ganondorf. I did not
God.
know that I needed Matthew Mercer voicing Ganondorf in my life until I heard the first cutscene that I've seen him in. And oh my, he said like he said 2 sentences, and I was like, because I
Here's the
mean,
thing about Matthew Mercer too. He could literally voice everybody,
that's
every
so
character
great. He's
in
such
the entire
he's such a
universe.
talented voice actor.
He
He's
really is.
so good. That would be, obviously that'd be my pitch for if they make a Legend of Zelda movie or series, anything. That's a requirement. He has to voice Ganondorf. Like has to. There's no other option.
It'd be too good.
I mean, obviously I'm a big Critical Role fan, so it's so amazing to hear Matt Mercer voice Ganondorf. That is just so cool to me. It's so awesome.
I want to see Terry Crews voice Luigi.
No, it's not Terry Crew. What's the guy's name? Hang on. What's his name?
What are you thinking about?
Give me a second. He. Are you talking about in the movie, the Mario movie?
No, I just want to see him do it.
Oh, you want to see Terry Crew voice Luigi? Okay, I got you.
Nah, Terry
Or
Crews
Princess
is gonna
Peach.
be like, they'll find somebody for Terry Crews.
I think they would. I mean,
Have to.
he's gonna voice Peppy.
Anyway.
He's gonna voice Peppy in the
Moving on
Star Fox one.
to a series that we have. The Guardians of the Galaxy 2 movie is already out. I've seen it. Great movie. 11 out of 10.
You mean Volume 3?
Yes. That is what I mean. I was supposed to talk about that like 3 podcasts ago. But continuing, some Marvel shows got announced. Echo is going to be on my birthday, November 29th, 2023. And then Loki Season 2, October 6th, 2023.
I
And
saw that Loki
I
Season 2 was coming out.
as well as Secret Invasion is coming out in June. I think it's either like 13th or 12th or something. And then Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Part 1, June 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your update on Marvel movie content. Marvel Games, Midnight Suns now has all of its announced DLC is released. Storm being the last one. Came out a few weeks ago. Will I ever pick that game back up? Probably not.
Especially since Tears of the Kingdom came out, huh?
I have alright, so I'm playing MLB The Show 23 right now, and then whenever I'm not playing it, I'm playing Hogwarts Legacy.
Fair
Now,
enough.
I'm practically never playing. And when I'm not playing that, I'm playing the other game I'm about to talk about. Marvel Snap. The Guardians of the Galaxy season is currently going on. Get Nebula now.
That good of a card, huh?
Yes. I don't have Nebula yet, but get Nebula now. If you want Nebula.
Well, guys, I believe we're coming. You have anything else you want to say, Sims? Or anything else you want to talk about? Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
One final thing.
Because I had one last thing I wanted to do to round out the podcast I want to talk about.
You know what time it is?
No. I'm not ready to end the podcast. I've got one final thing to talk about.
Oh,
If you don't have any other topics, I got one more thing I want to talk about. This is really interesting.
I have the challenge at the end.
Well, I mean,
Usually do
obviously we've
at
got
the
that.
end.
I've got one more topic I want to talk about. I want to bring up this
Okay.
podcast. All right, so once again, we've had these topics like laid out for like 3 weeks now, so we're a little bit behind on some of them. And I was already behind on this topic, but I thought this was so cool. Tanner, you're gonna think this is awesome. So, one positive thing to AI being created and developed, this is something really cool that I have found, is that people are using AI to catch cheaters in online games. So what it does is that it first and foremost it can realize if like a shot is too quick or too perfect to be humanly possible, to like be physically possible. So like if someone has aimbot on, it catches that someone should not be able to see somebody through a wall and like have a fast enough reaction time to kill them. Y'all get, I mean, y'all understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It realizes, like, it takes in and calculates, okay, it's physically impossible for someone to have done this without cheating, right?
Yeah.
Not only that, but to people that are cheating other ways, it will literally build a profile on people and recognize the things that they do when they're cheating, and can build a profile and can recognize, like, if I were to cheat in CS:GO, it would see me cheating and it would recognize that they would ban my account because I was cheating. Then, the easiest thing for me to do is, oh, I'm just going to make a new CS:GO account. Well, I make a new CS:GO account and I start playing. When it starts picking up the way that I play, because it built a profile on me, it will recognize, oh, hey, this is that same person who plays the exact same way as this other guy that was cheating. We're going to go ahead and ban that account. I thought it was so cool that they have AI to where, first of all, it recognizes, oh, hey, that person's cheating. Like, it can tell that person's cheating. But also it builds that profile on you, and it's like, oh, hey, he's literally playing the exact same way as this guy that we banned a while back. So it just builds a profile on cheaters and is being used to ban people. It's just so awesome. I like, and because that's a huge problem. Tanner, you can attest to this. That's a huge problem in shooter and FPS games right now, is cheating. Just ridiculous the amount of people.
Stuff I've heard from like the new Modern Warfare. That's like a big thing, apparently.
Yeah, people using aimbot or whatever to cheat. So
you would think that, like, if somebody used aimbot, it would start noticing it quicker too.
Yeah.
It's like as it picks up, like, this person's using aimbot, next person that uses it, it's like, all right, so we're able to spot it even faster this time.
Yeah, because see, that's the thing about AI. It learns.
Yeah, it's constantly learning and picking up on, like, so this person was cheating and they were using this aimbot, so like it would be able to pick it up even quicker, like time and time again.
Yeah. Like, I was watching a video.
Cheating will finally end.
Hopefully. I was watching a video of this guy. He was playing CS:GO with some friends, and I think there was 5 of them. And one of them was cheating. Like, they made sure that one of them was cheating. And at the end of it, they all casted a vote on who they thought was cheating. And they picked the guy that was doing the video, and he was legit not cheating. He said, and like, he had his thing pulled up to where he was not cheating and proved it. He was like, yeah, no, I'm not cheating. And he said, I'm just that good at CS:GO. He was making jokes about it. But pretty much everybody picked the wrong person of saying that he was cheating. So it's just so cool. It's impossible for us to recognize always. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, excuse me, whether or not someone's cheating. I just think it's awesome that hopefully we won't have to worry about cheating in online games in a few years.
I hope that a video.
Okay.
Of a computer cheating me in MLB The Show. I'll send it. Remind me to send it to you.
I will. All right, I will.
It was the game. It was like, I'm gonna explain the clip for anybody who's just listening. So I'm playing Conquest mode, and I don't remember what team I'm playing. It might be San Francisco, but I hit a foul ball. And you see the ball go foul,
Yeah.
and whatever team I'm playing, their left fielder is like running. When he like runs into the wall, and the ball is just caught. It's like a foul ball in the stands, and the ball is caught. It was like a glitch in the game, but
Oh,
it
that's
was
so
like
weird.
one of the craziest moments ever. It happened live on stream. I like paused stream. I was like, did this just happen? It happened on stream.
I was probably
And then
playing
I
Tears of the
saved the
Kingdom in the
video.
other room whenever whenever that happened.
Yeah, I saved the
Because
video. It's
at
on
one point
PlayStation.
I plugged my phone up and left it in my office, and then I went back into the living room to sit and watch something with Emily and play Tears of the Kingdom.
No, I'll have to send it to you and just show you.
Well,
It was
boys,
like a glitch in the game.
we're rounding out the podcast. Taryn, you got your apps pulled up?
My what?
For the little game that Sims likes to play at the end of each podcast.
Oh yeah, I can.
The updated apps. Sims, you want to go ahead and read off yours?
Mine is at 2, and I have a reason why.
Did you accidentally click it?
Marvel Snap got updated like earlier today, and I was constantly refreshing to get the update. And whenever I updated it, it was at 29. And I was like, if we do the podcast tonight, and I only have like 1. So it was at 29 earlier today, but I'm taking the 2.
All right. Yours is at 2. Mine is at 20.
Nice.
So Tanner, yours at like 40 or something?
Let me go look real quick.
I got a
I was about to
feeling
say,
his
Chase normally wins these.
Yeah, like I always have I have a decent number and I'm like, I think I got this one. And then Chase comes in as like, oh, I've got like 30. It's like
Every single app on my phone needs to be updated.
yeah. Or it's like Sims. Sims has like 100 and something apps and I've got like 60. So obviously he always has more than I do.
Oh, I figured out. So I only had that many apps, but now that like I offloaded all my apps, I only have like 65 now.
Good. You finally got rid of some of them.
No, I don't. I didn't get
You
rid of
offloaded
them.
them. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a single app that's not updated because I updated my phone not too long ago.
Woo! That means I win.
Win.
All right, I'm
Alrighty,
updating my
boys and
apps. I hit
girls.
update all. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching the Under Controllers podcast. You can follow me and Sims both on Twitch. Link in the description below. Of course, subscribe to us if you enjoy our content. You want to check it out, click that bell so you get notified anytime we have a new video come out. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel and Chase's YouTube channel. Link in the description down below as well. Is there anything else I'm missing, boys?
That's all. Splitgate content coming soon.
A lot of Splitgate content coming soon. We'll catch you guys.
Overwatch content was coming, not anymore.
We'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye bye.